Hello and welcome to the King's Forum podcast show. Two special guests back on the show. Nice to see you guys.
Nice to be back, man. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it's been a minute, hasn't it?
Oh, definitely, man. But we're here now. We're here.
Exactly. That's the main thing. So today is all about growth mindset. Roxy, kick it off, man.
Yeah, so as Mike said, it is all about growth mindset. So it's literally talking about our experiences, how that's helped us through our life. So Mike, do you want to kick it off? How's right? Mike's just vanishing into that growth mindset right there.
I'm still
so
here.
Mike, you go first. Like, how's growth mindset? What does it mean to you? Like those words, growth mindset.
It's interesting because I've never, put it into two words. I've just had it as a way of being, proactive and, wanting to move your career forwards and wanting to achieve. So not putting limitations on the way you think about yourself and your career, and always looking forwards and wanting to better yourself and being a better version of yourself. So that whole growth mindset is, not thinking, not being in a box with your mentality. Is that, having, this open mindset where there's growth, where you can develop, where you can be a better version of yourself. So it's thinking that way. So growth mindset means, for me, having a mindset of growing and developing and becoming better and challenging yourself all the time, and not making it about others and maybe how other people think of you, or being a victim of your upbringing or circumstance. Is putting that to the side and just focusing on what you want to achieve, and realizing that, life is what you make it. And if you want it to be better, it can be. And don't wait for life to happen. You have to make life happen for you. So that's my way of thinking about it.
That is deep. I love that. That's amazing. What about you, Scott?
It's like, growth mindset. Like, mindset is your most powerful asset, because your mindset it all goes down to like self-belief, and like through self-belief you create self-discipline. It's like they say, like, everything's impossible until someone does it. So if you've got that belief that you can do it, and you can make these little habits, and it strengthens your mindset.
Definitely. No, I love that. No, it's true. And I like that about self-belief and if anything's possible, because it's true. And like when you was thinking about the word, Mike, like the first thing that came to my mind is ambition. That's what I used to think was like growing up. That's what was drilled into my head about the growth mindset. But when I really went on my journey to figure out who I am and all life and all these different things, that's when I learned about this growth mindset and how important it is, because it isn't the same as ambition. Ambition is more, for me, I would interpret it by dreams and aspirations and career-wise and where you want to go. But with that growth mindset, is how are you going to get there? What are you going to do to become the person to do these things to get that result? And that's what I love about the growth mindset. It's just being that person that you need to be to grow and flourish, and learning all these different things to build up the character that you're going to become to do these great things to impact the world.
Oh, definitely. 100%.
So how has this whole growth mindset and the journey that you're on really impacted your life now?
I think for me, it's about always, as I said, it's very easy for us as human beings to always make excuses for not to do things. Or, in some cases, people will say they're reasons, but for me, they're excuses.
Yeah.
And the difference is, I believe, is all about, always finding a way for you not to do stuff, rather than saying, yeah, that's happened, but let me move on, because things happen in life, sometimes out of our control, sometimes within our control. So it's always looking forwards and on to the next thing. And I'm a believer, as I said, that, you know, life is what you make it. So let's make it great for ourselves and focus on what's next instead of dwelling on maybe things that have happened or obstacles that we've come across in our life. So I'm always trying to look at the brighter side, no matter how dark sometimes things can get. I'm always looking at that little bit of light, and I just head towards that and focus on it, and that's kind of my goals moving forwards. And it's just having a positive mindset as well. But that word ambition is so key. It's wanting to be the best you can be. It's wanting more, and it's striving for more. And you know, not, as I said, not looking at the obstacles that can hold us back or limitations we put on ourselves. It's just believing that, you know what, we can achieve if where there's a will, there's a way. So the more we put in, the more we can get out, and we'll start seeing the fruits of our labor going forwards. You know, all the most successful people have started from nothing. You know, it was an idea, but their ambition, their hunger, their belief to want to achieve is what drove it. They were behind it. They were the catalyst to keep it going and for it to be a success. And they had lots of setbacks along the way. You know, I won't say failures, I'll say setbacks, because it's a temporary thing. It's not forever. So it's just a little setback. And they looked in, and they may have doubted themselves, but they kept going because deep down they believed in what they wanted to achieve and the end goal. They knew they believed in it. They were passionate about it, and that's how we have to be for our goals and what we want to achieve. We have to be passionate about it, because that will behind it is what drives it. You know.
No, that was powerful, man. That was just mega deep.
Definitely, man. Wise words, man.
Yeah, man. Like, whoo, just blown away. You could have done this yourself, Mike. You know, you could have just come on the floor and just had that conversation with people, man.
Strength in numbers, in unity. There's strength.
It's true.
You know that.
Ain't just about me, man. It's people want to hear about what you got to say as well, man.
Definitely, man.
That's how we grow. That's how we grow as people, man. We listen to others. We come together. We unite. You know, there's strength in numbers, man.
100%, man.
I agree. And I love the way. Yeah, and I love the fact that you're always talking about being your best version. And I think it's important in life. You need to learn to stay in your lane. You are the creator of your life. You are the main character in your life. Your happiness comes first. Your dreams, ambitions, whatever you want to do, it means something to you, because you have to understand other people might agree, disagree, or not want that for you, but that's not what matters, because it's your life. It's what you want from it. And like you said, life is what you make it. So growth mindset is important to become the best you, and always strive to become that person to get your goals done. Because I remember reading in a book, they were like, when you look at your goals, if you fail, like you said, don't look at it as failures, it's setbacks. Because all you have to do is look at the strategy of what you've done and tweak it. Don't just just throw it out the window. Look at what went right, analyze that, keep that, and then look at what went wrong, and then look at it and ask yourself the question, how can I change that? What can I change to the process? Always look at the process. Don't look at you as a person and think you're unworthy and start judging yourself and creating self-doubt. It's the process. It's not you as a person, it's the process. You need to change the process, and some of the steps that you're taking, you might be jumping the gun. Break it down a bit more, look at it a bit different, and go at things that way. And I think that's what we get too complacent in as well. Things go wrong, we attack ourselves. Rather than looking at what went wrong, we attack ourselves and start to label ourselves and blame ourselves and judge ourselves. And then we put that on other people. We blame and judge others rather than looking at the actual situation, what went wrong, and the experience. Don't label the experience, just go with the experience and learn the lessons and keep going.
Yeah, 100. It's like that half glass, half empty, you know what I mean, mentality. It's like, if you look at it, if it's half full, you know what I mean, you can see like the possibilities.
Yeah.
It's like there's always a positivity in something that seems negative. You know what I mean? There's always a life lesson that you can learn, and it goes again, like you said, Mike. You said excuses, but what they say excuses sound best to a person that's making it up. It's like when you wake up in the morning, your alarm goes off. Your immediate mindset is to, I want to roll over, snooze, put the snooze button. But then you're failing right away when you put that snooze button, man. You're setting your day up for failure. I do that from time to time. I think, I'm gonna put the snooze button, but I'm just like, another voice comes in my head, just says, get up. You know what I mean? When you're about to have that cold shower, you don't want to go in there, but you just tell yourself to get in there, and it's not that bad. So when you put your foot out there, you realize it's not actually that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? Because we it's all about communication with ourselves as well.
100%.
Because of that connection with our intuition, our inner selves. That connection and listening to that, because it's all there, and us as human beings, we ignore it. We get so caught up in the external, and the truth is it's all about the internal, and connecting with that, with your inner self, because that's your guidance. That your intuition is your guidance that we ignore so much. Too many times we listen to ego and get confused with the two, and that's the ego talking, because I want to feel like this, I want to look good. Actually, what's my intuition saying? My intuition is saying, go down this path. Now, people may not like it, but that's what feels good for me. That's that's what's going to fulfill me and, fill up my cup.
100%.
It's following this intuition and going down that path. And the ego's the other side of trying to look good and be a show off and, be a people pleaser. The egos, all of that stuff that we have to really suppress and put to the side, because it's all about the intuition and our own well-being. That should be to the forefront of everything we do, and that's the hard thing there. And I'll tell you what, with age and experience, you get used to connecting with that, and definitely listening to yourself more, instead of what the outside factors of what society or friends or people next to you want you to be like or want you to do. You need to connect with that, and that's a journey. That's a journey itself. It's not overnight, and I still struggle with that ego and intuition, and fight all the time. So, but no, it's being aware of that and realizing that, and looking within and saying, you know what, actually, who am I doing this for? Am I doing it to please others, or am I doing it to please myself? Because at the end of the day, it's just going to come back on you anyway. So you can be that people pleaser and do things to help others, but it'll come back and you'll feel this emptiness, this numbness that, you're not fulfilling or living the life you really want to. So I think that's the big message from all of this, is listen to your intuition, and for growth mindset and achieving in that ambition, listen to your thoughts, listen to what your inner self is telling you, and go with that, because that will guide you. That's our guidance as human beings, as as these spirits.
But that's the thing. It's like we're living in a day where you got everything at your fingertips, right? So you can order food to your doorstep. You can order clothes to your doorstep. You don't have to leave the house. You know what I mean? So it's all this instant satisfaction, and in a way, that's taken away the hunger. Whereas our ancestors, they didn't have nothing, so they didn't have nothing to lose. So they had that hunger in their belly. We still got that in us, but through society, we've been given these limiting beliefs and all the lack, you know what I mean? So we just got to find that fire back in our bellies, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an order. The world we live in is an order of the powers that be. That's how they want it to be. They want certain races or demographics of people doing certain things, and if they feed us certain things, we'll eat it, we'll digest it. But you need to, it's like the Matrix. You need to come outside of that and live your own life, because that's how they want us to behave. They want us to practice. They want us to do that. But if you just stop and say, look, what do I really want? You know, am I doing things, again, going back to your inner self? It goes all back to it.
Yeah.
You know, if you can listen to that and communicate, you can block out all this nonsense that's around us, the BS that they're feeding us to be, you know, like sheep and just follow the herd and do this and be like everyone else. Let's do all of that online. Let's do all of, remember this is an order. This has all been set from governments and people that actually run this world. You know, these people, they want us to behave a particular way, to follow certain conditions. So
because it's patterns, so you're easier to control once they know the patterns. You know what I mean? But it's like you said, unplugged from the Matrix, and the Matrix, Neo's the anagram for one. We are all the one, man. We've got the ability to do unspeakable things. You know what I mean? That are considered impossible. You know what I mean? But it's like I said again, everything's impossible till somebody does it.
Yeah, 100%.
No, it's true, and I'm loving the way that you guys are really talking about the ego as well as the inner and the higher self. And like you said, Mike, it's all about the disconnection and identifying the two. Your ego, you need to disconnect from that, because like you lot are saying about instant life and society, the ego's here to distract you. That's why you got the phone, that's why you got the TV, you got your pride. The ego is there to keep you anchored and stagnant and in your comfort zone. And here, your ego is there to play tricks on your mind, to make you think that everything is out to get you, and that you are not able to be that higher self. Where the higher self is that voice that is all about growth, is trying to get you to do things that you might be scared of or uncomfortable, because that's where the higher self knows you will grow and thrive more. It's directing you to opportunities. You might think, oh man, that's a bit out of my comfort zone, but the higher self will try and nudge you in that direction for you to go there, because it sees so much growth and possibility in that area. It's like people say the grass ain't green on the other side. Well, maybe sometimes it is. Sometimes it is, but you just never know, because you don't take that risk. We are, with the reptilian brain, that is also with the ego, it will tell you all these things to keep you safe and to not let you do things, because it thinks, death is that all around you, and we're gonna die if we do this. It's not right, and it's too alien for the body. But we're not prehistoric anymore, and all these things that we're ingesting, like you guys are saying, we need to actually look at it and literally determine if it's true or not. What do we really believe? Go into your heart, who you are, your true essence, and connect with your higher self. Like you said, Mike, it is a practice. You do it through meditation, through exercises, through just learning about who you are and really getting that inner connection. And like Scott was saying, igniting that inner flame, because that's the flame that burns for your soul. And then the soul connects outwards. You connect with your guide, you connect with the higher self, and you connect with the Most High, the universe. And then listening to the laws of the world, not the laws of what man has told you, the laws of the earth, the laws of life.
100%.
Yeah.
But it's like you just said, Roxy, you said is the grass may be green on the other side, but even if it isn't, at least if you
take that chance.
It's better to know than not know and then regret. You know what I mean? And it's still a lesson, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm a believer in that. I'd rather know than not know. I'd rather try than not try, because experience is in, you can't put a price on experience.
No.
Experience. It teaches us so much, and even if they're negative, it's still an experience. And it's for us to take all these learnings from these experiences and better ourselves and move forward. Because as I said, all these people that are very successful have had lots of setbacks, and they may have done other stuff and thought, oh yeah, the grass should be greener, and it hasn't been. But what is the lessons from that experience taught them? It's made them the person they are today. So they've gone on to bigger and better things. So and any last words, guys, as we like to wind this episode down?
It's like, just remember, like there's That's what they say. The difference between the beginner and the master is the beginner's scared to fail, but the master's already failed 100 times.
Yes.
Even more.
Yeah, definitely.
That's deep.
Any last words?
I would just say, always do your best. You know, there's going to be times that you doubt what you're doing or doubt yourself, but look at the bigger picture. Look at what you want to achieve, where you want to go, and just take that leap of faith, because it's better to do than to regret and live that life with that stagnant energy of regret, always wishing that you knew what was to become rather than sitting here and being stagnant. It's a no-brainer. It's just take the risk.
100%. Thank you very much, guys. Please like, share, subscribe the video, and we'll be back with another episode. Thanks
Take care,
a lot.
guys.
Peace. Cheers.